Hello, sorry, we're kind of having a network problem issue. Now we have. I'm trying to tell you more about the creativity. I said creativity is a lengthy topic. It's not something that we can finish today. So just expect more from creativity. But my advice for you is that try as much as possible to follow up with me. What you can do, make sure you like the page, follow me on the YouTube. Just type Okpebini on YouTube, you see it there. Then follow me on YouTube, follow me on this page too, so that once there's any new video, you can just catch up with it and watch it probably online or offline if you are not available at the moment. Now, I'm talking about creativity. I said it is a lengthy topic. That one, there's no doubt about that. It's not something that we can finish today. So much should be expected from it. And in the school business, one of the major things that will make you break even is your creativity. It is your creativity. And today we are going to narrow it down to how creativity increases your, and how can being creative bring about an increase in enrollment in your school business. So now, for students or for learners, creativity is an essential element in every child's development. It is an essential element in every child's development. It depends on how creative you are or how creative your teachers are or your instructors are. That will go a long way in impacting knowledge in the children. It has a lot of positive effect on them. So in employing your teachers too, you have to also take note of some things, some parameters. Take a look at the staff you are employing. Are they creative enough? Can they also drive along with the vision that you have for your school? You have to take a look at it. It's not all about the level of the grade they have. Some might just come out, have a first class, and at the end of the day, they might not be able to impact this knowledge. But some have the ability to impact this knowledge using different methodology. So those are some of the things that you need to take note, because by the time a parent brings their children or their ward into your school and they find out that there's a great improvement within the short while, those parents will definitely market your school to other parents. So that's why you also need to work with your teachers, Try as much as possible to organize training and retraining for your staff. There are a lot of teaching methodology. Gone are the days where teaching is just a one-way thing. Now you have to employ different teaching methodology for it to impact. These children need to have a wider experience on what the teacher is talking about. So in the business, you just have to, creativity is one key thing that you need to take note if you really want to break even in the business. Now, it makes for children, for kids, now it makes their learning process fun. It makes their learning process fun. You see some teachers, the way they gesticulate, the way they illustrate, the way they give examples, they use practical life to illustrate things. Those children easily grab that knowledge, and when you ask them, they provide you with the answer immediately, because it's not something they cram. They understood it through the illustration given to them. So it is teaching has gone beyond the theoretical aspect. It is a practical thing. That's why you see that there's a lot of improvement now. I can say there's a lot of improvement in the educational sector, because in the days of probably 80s or 90s, early 90s, you could see a child that is even in basic 5, and he or she won't be able to read and write. But virtually now, you notice that kids in the lower basic can read and write. So I must give kudos to our teachers who have introduced a new teaching methodology. So it is one key aspect that you need to take note. Your staff, your teachers, you need to ensure that you have you employ the right set of teachers. Make sure that even if your teachers are not currently informed, through training and retraining, you can reshape them. And a lot of people see that, when you train, at the end of the day, your teachers might just leave you suddenly. But I will tell you something. In every business you do, there's profit, and also you must also consider the loss in the business. But generally, we go into business because we are optimistic that we will not fail. We go into business because we feel that, this business, I'm going to break even in this business. So that's why we are going to the business. Now, if you put the issue of teachers leaving after training them, if you put that in mind, it's going to affect a lot of things in your school. It's going to affect a lot of things. You just find out that indirectly, you will just be, instead of upgrading your school, you will be downgrading your school, because those training that you need to have, you ought to have introduced your teachers to. You don't want to introduce them to it with the fear that they might leave after investing in them. But forgetting the fact that investing in your teacher is as if you are investing in your own school business. You are investing in your school business. So don't take a look at the teachers. When you have a good standard, you have probably you set up a standard for yourself, for your school. And in that standard, when you are employing the new teachers, you also look for that standard in them. So if you have trained a particular some set of teachers on probably on phonics, and you want to employ a new one, you can't employ someone that is not sound. You should go for someone that is at least even better than those that have left. Don't just say because you needed a teacher, then just employ anyhow teacher. When you have anyhow teacher in your school, definitely it's going to affect your school business. So we are looking at creativity in children. Make learning fun for children. It makes learning process fun when teachers are creative. It also allows children to explore, their creative mind. It allows them to explore. When you use different teaching methodology, you introduce them to practical life, it makes them explore. They can be able to they will be exposed, so they don't need to cram some of the things that you teach them. So that alone is also an important thing that you need to consider in your school business. So you invest in your teachers. Make sure you have the right set of teachers that are working with you, so that they will be able to pass the correct knowledge to your learners. Now, it also reduces stress for children. If you have teachers that are creative, in creativity, in teaching, when we are teaching, even in the tertiary institution, there are some lecturers that whenever students have their class, students always feel happy. Those lecturers might be strict to some extent, but whenever they have their class, the student will be happy to join them, to be in that class, because they notice those lecturers have this skill. When they teach a lengthy topic, they have a way of probably cracking jokes. They have a way of telling stories. The story, to them, the story might not look in consonant with what the topic they are talking about, but psychologically, what the teacher is trying to do, in essence, is just to calm them down, to reduce all the stress, to make them laugh, to make them smile. So with that, it is going to encourage children to listen, to want to concentrate. It will encourage students to want to have that teacher always. So you can see some teachers are very good at that. So they give stories, they are funny. You understand? They make children laugh, and when it is time to be serious, kids will be serious. So it's not about just being strict, and at the end of the day, you just teach you, move out of the class. You just have to be creative. Learn how to give your children, make them happy whenever you're having a program or whenever you are organizing a program. It also, when we are talking about creativity in children, when a teacher is creative enough, it boosts productivity. Teachers are creative. When a teacher that is teaching you is creative enough, it boosts your when a teacher is creative enough, it boosts student productivity. It boosts their productivity. So it is also one important thing that helps learners. And when learners are productive, the resultant effect of their productivity will market your school. As a parent, when a parent discovers that, oh, my child, when a parent notices that, oh, my child has improved greatly, you understand? The parent find out that, oh, this thing can never be done by this child before, but the child can do it now. That alone will encourage the parent to also market your product. They market your school to other parents. You see, parents get a lot of information, especially when they are discussing. They share a lot of things about their children. They compare schools. So when parents discover or find out that there's a great improvement in their wards, they tend to market or introduce your school to other parents. So it brings about productivity in the life of the children when their teachers are creative. So invest in your teachers. Let your teachers be creative enough. It is very important in the business. Let them be creative enough. Don't let it just be teaching. Let them introduce different teaching methodologies while imparting knowledge to the learners. Now, it also, when teachers are creative enough, it also improves the communication skill among children. It gives them confidence to be able to communicate effectively outside. That's why you see that some learners that probably are in the lower classes, when they communicate or when you see them around, they flow confidently. It is as a result of the confidence imposed on them by their instructors or by their teachers. Communication is also a very key aspect when children are are in school. So it really helps the learners. So generally, what I'm trying to let you know is that in the school business, when you are creativity will bring an increase in your enrollment. There's a lot of areas that you need to improve on, and this creativity that I spoke on today is for teachers and the school heads as regards their students or learners. Now, we also have different areas that you also need to be creative in order to attract more parents. So with time, we'll still be looking at those areas. It's not something that we can finish today, but there is still a lot of things that you can gain from this class. So basically, train your teachers. If your teachers are not creative enough, try as much as possible to train them, retrain them on the needfulness of creativity in your school. It has a lot of positive resultant effect in your school business when your teachers are creative, especially in the learning process, in the teaching process. So it gives a positive direction, it gives a positive result to the learners when you are creative and your teachers are creative. Now, we also have, you see, especially for those, because basically we are looking at how we can improve the school business, how we can improve enrollment. There are a lot of things that you need to consider whenever you plan to grow in your school business. There's a lot of things that you need to consider, a lot of it. And one of it also is that sorry, I think there's some kind of network issue. Sorry. I think there's a kind of issue with the network. I'm talking about, see, the major objective of the program I'm organizing is how you can increase your enrollment, how you can improve your school business, because basically your school business must be profitable to you. You must break even. So that's just the basic idea. It's not as if I just feel like talking. I want to see an improvement in your school business. I want to see you making it in the business. So those that believe that the business is not profitable, it is highly profitable. It depends on the input you put in place, those parameters you put in place. When you put the right parameters in place, you break even in the business. And that's why you see that some that doesn't really understand the business, they sell off the property, they sell off the names of the business. And at the end of the day, when people that really understood the business, entirely, so they are going to there's going to be a great improvement in the school. Now, I want to talk about, there is one thing that I also want to talk about. Basically, it depends on the environment you are. It depends on your terrain. It depends on the kind of parents you are also dealing with. But I want to tell you something that, especially in those busy communities, those busy society, places like probably like Lagos, Abuja, and some other big cities like that, where parents, both the mother and the daddy, goes to work and come back late, especially in the evening. Most of them do not have much time to just be with their children, especially when it comes to preparing them for the next morning for school. Now, I want you to consider something, that some parents, I'm speaking now to you, some parents, because of your uniform, because of the flexibility of your uniform, some parents might actually bring their children to your school, because like some schools that have like 5 different uniform or clothes for the children, meaning 1 per day. Some parents who do not have much time to come back, wash clothes, wash their children uniform and iron it, might just take that as an opportunity, consider that, and bring their children to your school, so that at the end of the day, maybe by weekend, you take all the uniform, wash them all, and iron them. You understand? So per day they have the different uniform. That alone can also encourage some set of parents to come to your school. And if you are the kind of person that is into that already, if you decide to reduce the number of uniform that you have, I want to assure you that some parents will also withdraw. They might not give you the reason for withdrawing, but some parents will definitely withdraw their kids. Those that actually came to your school because of that, once they find out that you have withdrawn that privilege, they too will withdraw their kids and look for other schools that have similar thing. So that's why we said in the school business it has gone beyond teaching. So we employ different ideas in running the business. So you have to consider the parent you are also dealing with. Consider your parents, consider them. That is the major thing, and that's why they are bringing their children to your school. That's why they consider private schools, because most of them have this mindset that it is their money. So it is their money, so they must get value for their money. They must get value for whatever resources they have. So they must go for whatever things that please them. So in private school it is very much easier to change the kids' school. So admission is not something that is in most schools. I'm not talking about all. I'm talking about in most schools. Admission is as simple as ABC, because every private school needs to increase their enrollment status. So with that, they always open to every parent that comes in. So they give them the opportunity to bring in their children. So, and even some do negotiate classes, even when they find out that the kids are not actually supposed to be in that particular class, but because they need this enrollment, they need this student, that is the only way they can increase their population. Some of them just consider them without minding any of the resultant effect that it might have on the learners as on the long run. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that creativity is a major thing in the business. So you need to be creative. So there's a lot of different areas that this creativity deals with. So, and those areas will be we'll talk on them, we'll discuss them. So it's going to be a lengthy topic. So our next topic might not be on creativity, but at least it's still going to be a topic that will give you the required knowledge to take your school to the promised land. But the major objective of this program is just to ensure that you have a great ideas on how you can run and you can manage your school, and to give you that confidence that you needed. I want to tell you that since you have started your school business, just be rest assured that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You will break even. You don't need to stress yourself over that. You are going to break even in the business, provided you follow follow me on this program. It is a lengthy program. It's not something that we intend to stop soon. So it's going to be a continuous exercise. Just make sure you share the program, share it, and just be positive. Positivity is the key thing. Be optimistic, and feel free to send me message if you have any issue that you need that you needed information on. Feel free to communicate with me, and I'm ready to provide you with solution. There are a lot of things that you need to put in place for your school business to have to improve. So, and that's the objective of this program. So just be rest assured that the program is going to be impactful. The program is going to be productive. Definitely in your school business, you are going to have a lot of changes when it comes to how you run your school and how you manage your school. So on this note, I'm going to say bye-bye until we meet again. So I'm Oluwasegun Opebinu, that's my name. So bye for now.